Hey guys, Mike from my private library. So now that I'm done with my book reviews, I'm all caught up. I just wanted to go through, show you a couple new books I bought. I got a couple different places. I actually got a bunch of them at Goodwill for pretty cheap, so I'm excited about that. So yeah, let's get started. First off is Snuff by Terry Pratchett. Yeah, after I found out that he passed away, I was really kind of upset that I never read more of his stuff. I mean, I have read a lot. This is the last book in the Night Watch series, and it really depresses me knowing that this really is the last book in the Night Watch series. There aren't going to be any more. So yeah, I'm going to save this for when it doesn't hurt too much to read. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And then afterwards, I really do want to read a lot more Discworld. There's someone mentioned to me a couple books, but I know some of them, they're not the first in the series. They're part of other series that he's written. So I have to figure out which ones to read first and whatnot. But yeah, definitely looking forward to this when I get around to it. Next, The Girl of the Sea of Cortez by Peter Benchley. I mentioned this in my review for The Deep, but it's one of his really lesser-known works. It wasn't critically acclaimed when it was released, but it does have a pretty huge cult following, and I was really excited to find a copy at Barnes & Noble because there's really not a lot online about it, and not much information. And it looks like a kind of a recent-ish printing, which is neat because a lot of his other stuff besides Jaws doesn't have recent printings. I mean, Jaws was his most commercially successful, obviously, so interesting to find. So yeah, I do like Benchley's style of writing, and I really haven't been disappointed. I love Jaws, and I want to reread that, and I did like The Deep, so should be interesting. Okay, next is The Princess Bride by William Goldman. One of my absolute all-time favorite movies ever. Really great. I met Cary Elwes last year at New York Comic Con, and I got his book, As You Wish, where he talks about the making of the movie, so I figured it's finally time to read the book. I know my sister, it's her favorite book as well, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to this. I really hope it lives up to what I've built it up in my head, and I've heard nothing but good things about it, even though I know they say the movie's a little different. Next, very excited, Prudence by Gail Carriger. This is the first book in her new series, The Custard Protocol, which follows Prudence, who is the daughter of Alexia and Connell from the Parasol Protectorate series. So this takes place, I want to say, maybe 15, 20 years from the end of Timeless, the last book in the Parasol Protectorate series. So yeah, really looking forward to this. I haven't read her finishing school stuff, which also takes place in the same universe, but I think earlier, maybe 50 years before. But I heard kind of mixed things about it, so I'm hoping this will be a little more well received, a little more like the Parasol Protectorate series than finishing school. But yeah, very excited. I grabbed it the day it came out, and there wasn't a lot of copies left, so I have a lot of high hopes for this, and I really want to like it. So yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, and these other four books are all ones I grabbed at Goodwill, so they're kind of, I don't know why exactly I grabbed them. First being The Nasty Bits by Anthony Bourdain. I took an Italian class in college my last semester or two, and for whatever reason, when we were learning about Sicily, she started showing us Anthony Bourdain's No Reservations, or one of his other shows, and I really fell in love with his style of humor. For those of you who don't know, my family owns a pizzeria, so obviously food is a huge part of my life. You know, we're always learning about different chefs and whatnot, and I really love his style. He is a good cook, but I think he's definitely more of a writer than a chef, I think, and this is one of his books. I know his big one is Kitchen Confidential, which I'm trying to track down too. So I think this is his third book. So it was at Goodwill, it was $1, I just picked it up. So I'm looking forward. The Mistress's Daughter by A.M. Holmes. The name sounds familiar. This is the lady who wrote This Book Will Save Your Life. This is a fiction book, but it's semi-autobiographical. I was doing some research, and it turns out Holmes, her mother had an affair with a big businessman or something, and A.M. Holmes was their child, so she is the mistress's daughter. and partially fictional, partially not fiction. Um, just saw it there and I grabbed it on a whim. I figured I was reading This Book Will Save Your Life at the time, so I thought it was kind of serendipitous. Um, she has one other book out there that people have talked about. I don't remember which book it is, but she is kind of known for being a little controversial. And This Book Will Save Your Life was weird, but not really controversial. So I kind of want to see if this is, and maybe it'll give me a better insight into her style of writing. This Book Will Save Your Life was a little unique for me, and I want to see if that book follows. Playing for Pizza by John Grisham. This is one I'm trading up. I do have this book already, but I have the mass market paperback edition, so it's like, this big. And I honestly, as good readers should transcend the physical copy of the book. You're reading it, you're experiencing it. But at the same time, I am kind of superficial, and those mass market paperbacks really annoy me. They're so tiny, and the text is smaller, and all those pages squeezed into a tiny binding, and they always fall apart. So I saw this for $1. I grabbed it. I had to, because it was a nice story. I read it a couple years ago. And pizza, my family, had to grab it. But yeah, it's one of John Grisham's interesting little stories that's not about, lawyers and mafia and scandals and stuff. So it's interesting if you can find it. And then last up is 1776 by David McCullough. It's been on my to-read list for a while. I'm really trying to read more historical stuff now. I've always been a huge fan of history, especially American history, but haven't really had the time to read it. And I saw this there. $32 book for $2. I'm gonna pick it up. It's a little banged up, but who cares? I'm very interested in reading this. It's been out for a long time now, and glad that I finally have the means and opportunity to read it. So yeah, that's it for regular books for now. I'm currently on A Pleasure and a Calling by Paul Hogan, I think his name is. And then I have another book called The Resort. And then after that, those will probably be the books I go through. So yeah, I'm caught up with my reviews. The next video that I should upload should be a comic haul video in a few days, or 2 comic haul videos. But yeah, just to keep you guys in the loop. Check out the blog, myprivatelibrary.tumblr.com, for quotes. If you have any questions, let me know. Like and subscribe. See you guys later.